Keep forgetting it's Monday for the rest of you. This is my Sunday. The schedule changed recently. And I keep forgetting that. Just a few preliminary things and we'll get started. I need a way to know who's what. What's who. There we go. Two, 5. Machine gun. Plus 1. 4, 4. And got up early enough. Laundry took longer than I thought it would. So I gotta do this real quick. I'm cutting the counters so I can know which miniature is which, because it varies. The firing strengths and ranges do vary a little bit from squad to squad and leader to leader. So short of anything spectacular, I'm just cutting and sticking these underneath. I think I just saw a tree fall. Yep, I haven't even been over there and the tree's already fallen. To recap, when a tree falls, we do a shot, or you do a shot. And the tree just fell. All right, almost done with the American paratroopers here. There we go. Everybody's got their support weapons, etc. I'll get to the Germans when I get to the Germans. Fix the tree. And we'll go over the rules a little bit just so you guys aren't completely in the dark. Why would you fall? Just what's the... I don't understand. So, fix this. Shut up. All right, let's get to it. Let's just get to it. Oh, I need that chair, but I can't get it out now. All right. We've got squads and leaders. Let's see. First number for squad is the range. And final number represent 3 things: firepower, unit strength, and its breaking point. We'll get to all that. We have 3. There should be platoon leaders. And each platoon has its own support weapon. And that could be a light machine gun, medium machine gun. Map's already set up, as we can see. Stacking. Now, here's something interesting. I don't remember doing this. I made it where only 1 squad and 1 platoon leader can stack in a hex. Interesting, huh? And then there's command range. So command range deals with your command actions, and you need to be in command to do a command action. We'll get to that in the command phase. Then reactions, movement. And I didn't make these things like gazelles that can just gallop across the map in one fell swoop. Squads can only move up to 2 hexes in the open, or 4 hexes in the open using a double move action. So that's all your actions in one turn. Rough terrain consists of anything you see on the table: orchards, walls, hedges, wheat field, graveyard, buildings, and woods are all rough terrain. Costs 1, let's see, 2 movement factors to move into rough terrain. Yeah. A squad may only move up to 1 hex through rough terrain. Line of sight's fairly straightforward. Firing, this is a D10 driven system. Based on the squad strength, you will roll a number of D10, and you want to get your base number is 1 to 3, and then there's modifiers for that. Modifier being +1 if the target is in the open, so then you would need a 1 to 4 to hit. +1 if an adjacent hex, so then you would need, if both those conditions, for instance, were met, you would need a 1 to 5 to hit, so 50% chance. And then you got your cover, which works thusly. Basic cover, which is woods, orchard, wheat field, wood building, hedge. One hit is canceled out. And then advanced cover, which is your walls, graveyard, stone buildings. 2 hits are canceled out. Which, no, here's something else I didn't do. All these buildings look the same, eh? So which buildings are stone and which are wooden? Well, that's another thing to consider. It looks like the ones on the right of the road, that's handy, are stone, and the ones to the left of the road are wooden. So these 2 are wooden. We have, what else? And here's something that should sound familiar. This is back in, 2014, 15. Here's how long I've been using this. If you take 1 or more hits, you get a suppression marker. When the number of suppression markers exceeds the unit strength, the unit breaks and routes. You have assault, and then your optional rules, which is just 3 or 4 things I'm not going to mess with. Interestingly, though, I do have a kind of a German AI system. You roll 1 dice 6, depending on what you get, determines the demeanor of the Germans. They could be passive, level, or aggressive. And then some designer notes. And then this example play, quite a few pages. An introductory mini scenario, which we won't do. A full-blown scenario 1, which we will do. And the scenario lists your sectors and zones for activating Germans. What is the objective of this? The Allies must make it across the map while the Germans try to stop them. So we're going to start here, and we need to head all the way across to the end. We've got 3 turns to do it technically, because we don't know when this is going to end. Here's why. After 3 turns, and we'll use our rabbit. 1, 2, 3. Once he gets to the end of the table, we will roll 1 dice 6. If a 1 and 2 is rolled, the game is over. Otherwise, play a 4th turn. After the 4th turn, roll 1 dice 6. If 1 to 3 is rolled, the game is over, etc. You get the point. Victory conditions. The Allies need to exit at least half or more of their squads, and the Axis need to eliminate more than half of the U.S. squads or prevent all of them from exiting the board. More than half would be, let's see, 12 of them, 7. So if the Germans can't keep them from exiting, they'll need to eliminate at least 7 of those chaps. And that's it. So first, what's first? First, we get our dice tray with 12 dice to represent the 9 squads and 3 leaders, and we roll all 12 of them. This is our command phase, and this will determine who can enter the board, because everybody's off board currently. Roll all those. 5s or 6s, correct? Let me verify. It's usually what I have. Command phase.
Dear younger me.
Entering sequence. Stupid commercial. Skip the ads. Where's this at? Command phase. Yep, 5 or 6. So how many 5s or 6s we get? We got 1, 2, nice, 3, 4. So we've already got a full squad and a platoon leader, and then 1 more. So we go ahead and enter them. We'll move. Let's start with this squad here. 1, 2, put him right here. Remember, it's 1 squad per hex. We'll put the platoon leader with the 2nd squad that enters right here. Where do we want him at? 1. Let's put him here. Put the platoon leader with this fellow. And this guy here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 more. We'll put our 2nd platoon here. So there's our entry. Now we conduct our chit poll to see if any Germans are in Sector A, which is the first sector. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 possible places they could be in this sector. That means we have 11 great chits and 3 3 red shits. A red shit means you pull a platoon and place it. So we could have nothing, or we could have everything or something. So here's our first shit. We get nothing for this zone. So we'll pull these off. Let's do the next shit for building and surrounding area. We got nothing. Pull those off. Third zone. We've got nothing. Pull those off. So it doesn't look like any Germans are hanging out in the first sector. But we still have one more zone to draw for. We get, oh, there we go. We got Germans on the hill. Remembering this is the command phase. So now we place accordingly. Let me get my handy scissors and do so. Germans hanging out on the hill. That's where they are. Okay. I had a feeling. Didn't I tell you that's what? I need to cut the counter so I know who's doing what. And I believe once I get these placed, we will be conducting a command phase for the Germans, and then whoever got the least amount of rolls will go first. That's how that works. These are actually, if you guys care, these miniatures here are German paratroopers. That's what I've used. And here, hanging out on the hill. And your final squad here. Unit placement. We'll put the light machine gun on this guy here. How's that sound? We'll put our rifles here. Our rifles here. All right, there's our first German squad that has popped up. And there's 2 more platoon rather, and there's 2 more platoons somewhere on this table. We'll get to that one thing at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what we had for our command activations for the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4 dice is what we'll roll for the Germans here. Looking for 5 or 6s as well. They get 1. So this guy can take a command action. And actually, I need to start marking these guys so I know they can only take 1 action in the action phase. So we'll mark all these. Because essentially in a turn you can take 2 actions, but if you take an action in the command phase, there's 1 of them. Again, meaning you can only take 1 action in the action phase. Alright, so Germans go first since they rolled less command actions. And his first action will be to fire with his light machine gun if he has line of sight, and I don't know that he does. So he does not. This guy's obscured by the wheat field, so we're still good there. Can't see anything. That being the case, he is on a hill though. Can he still see? No. That being the case, we switch to the action phase. What happens in the action phase? Essentially, the rest of the Americans can move up. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's put this guy right here, and he'll be done. We now have mutual line of sight. I'll be careful not to start doing that. He's done. So he will be firing, right? So where's these guys at? And do we want to put him in the wheat field on the edge? Why can't we do that? How many spaces? I'm seeing how far I can move through the wheat field here. That is what again? Basic cover, rough terrain. up to 1 hex through rough terrain. So if we go 1 would put him here, right? Right in the wheat field. 1, but he would be. He's done, and he's done actually because he moved. So that was his second action. So they're done. 2 moves for this guy. 1, 2, right up the road there. He's done. And put him here. Put him here, also in the wheat field. And then the rest of our remaining troops will go 1, 2. Let's put him right here. He'll be done. I don't think we're going to get anybody firing this time. Right in the building there. Let me turn this down. How do you guys feel about the camera angle here? Do you feel like you're missing out on everything? Give me a heads up on that. 1, 2. 1. Leader right here. He's done. 1, 2, 1. And then 1, 2. 1, 2 here. All the paratroopers are moving up here. And final platoon here. And Jesus, let's see. Let's go this route. Let's go. One through rough. 2, that would put him right here. If we can put a squad with him, that would be fine. And these guys. One and 1. 1 and 1 right here. All right, so there's that. All right, that is the end of the command phase and action phase. Now the Germans haven't done their action phase, so they'll do their action phase next, and they do have stuff they can fire at. If we go with this guy here, 1, 2. Now we don't have small arms range on him, but we do have light machine gun range, which is a 6 range, and we'll roll 2d10 on that. One team, typically a 1, 2, or 3, but because that guy's in the open, it'll be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's roll those 2. What do we get? No hits. So he's done. And then these guys here. Rifles can fire 1, 2, 3. In fact, they can do a double fire action. So what does that mean? 4 dice. And 1, 2, 3, or 4 on this poor bastard. We got 1 hit there. So another suppression marker, actually. Mark him with a suppression marker for the 1 hit. He is a, what is he, a 5 strength? Now a 4 strength. And he's done. But for his second action, he can do this again because it's a double, basically a double fire action. So let's do it again. And what do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4s. We got a 10, an 8, a 6, and a 7. So good to go there. Leader does have fire capability with 1 strength at 2 hex range, but nothing doing there. This guy looks like, I don't know where the hell I placed these because of the stupid square wheat fields. Let's put him here, and then he was here. So this guy does have fire capability on this guy here. Let's go ahead and do that. Again, 4 dice. Nope. He's in a wheat field, so that's going to drop to 3. Actually, I did this in a different way. This would be, let's see. Where is he? Basic cover, woods or wheat field. 1 hit is canceled out. So we still roll the 4 dice for his 4 strength, but one of these hits will be canceled out because he's in the wheat field. So 1 to 4, there's 1 hit which is canceled out. So he's done, and then he gets to fire again because it's a double fire action. 1 to 4 again. We got 2 hits, so this time 1 hit's canceled out, but he does take 1 hit, so he'll drop from a 4 to a 3 and take 1 suppression marker. And that's it for the Germans. And then Americans, if you're suppressed, can you fire back? I don't call. Suppression. You can, it's just, okay. So let's fire back with, where's my other stick? Here it is. Let's fire back with this guy. That'll be 3 dice. 1s, 2s, or 3s is all we'll get here. No, 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s, they're in the open. What do we get? We got a hit. They'll take a suppression marker, and they'll drop from a 4 to a 3. Then we go, we've got stuff we can do here. It's going to be 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it'll be a double fire action. What do we want? 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We got 1 hit. It'll take a suppression marker. He'll drop from a 4 to a 3. When you're stacked with a leader, it's the squads that take hits first. And firing for our second action. Again, is 5 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We get 2 hits, so now he's down to 1 strength and another suppression marker, which means he's broken. So good job there. This guy doesn't have line of sight. This guy doesn't. This guy does. He can do, but he's done all his actions to move there, and I think that's it for turn 1. I don't know that we made much progress as the Americans pull all the gray markers off. The red suppression markers stay. I will verify that. So again, strategy speaking, do we just dash and make it run for it to the end, and risk getting lit up by crossing in the open? Or do we sit back and try and whittle down the German platoon there? I haven't really decided yet, to be honest with you. Let me make sure no suppression markers come off at the end of the turn. I don't remember how I did that. Suppression. We'll skip this. Hey, stacking limit. Can't see much. Okay, I'll see if I can fiddle with the camera here so you can see better. And I think to do that, we'll have to go like this and like this. Is that better? That has to be better. What am I missing? Yeah, that's got to be better. Hey, wardrobe, what's up, man? Aren't y'all supposed to be at work? Or is this your Sunday like it's my Sunday? Oh, suppression markers. Do we lose any of those at the end of the turn? Turn 1, rabbit comes downfield. Turn 1. Suppression markers. Trust me, guys, the amount of rust, I haven't played this or busted this out in many years. I vaguely remember how things work. Suppression marker removed. Also, when you brake, you need to route. So he didn't do that. As soon as you brake, you route, and he would need to route to here, to this house, which he can make because that's within 2 hexes. The platoon leader is going to go with. I can barely keep track of what I'm doing here. Fitting things. So he routed to the building. Obviously, I can't fit them in the building, but if they're in the same hex as the building, we are to assume he's in the building. So that's what happens. When it activates, I can try to rally as an action. Okay, that's how we do that. Now, we do this again. Now, here's the line of demarcation for the next section. It is, where's my stick? Right here. So as soon as an American squad crosses past this way, this line, we start rolling for more Germans. Until that happens, nothing doing. So now we roll for, we'll roll all 12 dice again for our command rolls, assuming everybody's in command range. And yes, they are. Here, yes. So 12 dice. For the Americans looking for 5 or 6s, this is the command phase. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5 units that can activate. And then we need to roll for the on-map, on-table Germans, which is 4. And see what they get. If they get less, they go first. I'm assuming they'll go first. They only got 2, so they do go first. I'll mark these guys as such. I need to get these over here. So here's turn 2. I think during this turn, the Americans will need to at least get 1 platoon further down the field. I can't afford time-wise to just sit and waste. Use German dice for Germans. What do you think? Novel idea? Okay, this guy's here. So who do we want to do what? This guy is totally going to move, as is this guy too, and this guy. No, I take that back. Yeah, that guy. He as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our platoon leader. So let's see what that gets us. 2 in the open. Now, as it's the command phase, you cannot react and interrupt with defensive fire. I will verify that. I think that's the way I had it. Command range. Phase. No reaction is allowed during the command phase, so we can freely move 1, 2. Did we? Yes, I think we tripped the check, German sector check. So we have to get to that. Let's finish our command phase and then we check that. Mark him with a having taken an action marker. Pull him up. 1, 2 as well. Nothing like hanging out in the open, but I'm just booking it down the road here essentially. And then 1, 2 here. Mark him. What else? We wanted this guy 1, 2 here. This is we'll call him the blue platoon leader for our blue platoon. Who else? We've got one more. This guy here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he'll be fine. 1, 2. Now he's smart because he's on the other side of the wall, which is where everybody should be. Just makes good sense. And that should be it for the command actions of the Americans. Then we go to the... No, we don't. We draw for our B sector. So I'll go to the scenario and consult our map to see which section I'm drawing for. So B sector, zone 1 is M7, 08, M9. That is, M7 is, give me these. This tree here, yes. 7, 08, and 09. This tree here, and for some ungodly reason in the open here. That would be our first zone. Zone 2 would be P5, P6, and M6. Now, ideally, you would have this set up beforehand, so you don't have to do this. P5, P6, M6. P5, that's the building and this tree here. P6 and what? M6? That doesn't make sense. P5, P6, M6. P5, P6. What a weird... That's just, I don't know why it's like that. P5, P6. It might be a typo, M6, because I don't understand why that's there. R7, S8, R5. I know this means nothing to you right now, but I'm consulting the map to see where these guys are going. R7 is this tree here. S8, R5. S8 is this hill part right here. And R5 let's see, R7, S8, S8, and R5. Okay, R5 is this building here. And then we have 2 more. Zone 4, T7, T8, B8. T7 is this house here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. There's already somebody there. T7, V8 is this here. And T8 is this hill here. And then zone 5 is V6, U7, and T6. V6 is the road here. U7 is the road here. And T6 is the road here. So some folks in the road. All right, now we draw for those zones to see if we get another platoon or 2 more platoons or no platoons. So first zone, our M7, 08, M9 zone, which is this tree here. Do we get anything? We do. So we got germs right on our first draw. 08, M9. Where's 08? Is the next tree. So here. And so the guy that thought he was clever hanging out on the other side of the wall, actually, it turns out, not as clever. And M9 is this tree here, which doesn't have here, right? Yes. So we do have Germans here. Let's finish drawing before we set them up. Next zone is zone 2, P5, P6, M6. We got nothing, so we can kill this. Wow, nobody in that building, really. Next zone 3, R7, S8, R5. So building Woods Hill, these three here. Anybody there? Hello? Anybody? Nope. Clear. Next zone. Zone 4 is our T7, T8, V8. I drew 2 shifts. Redraw. No, so that is fine with me because we're getting a little crowded here anyway. And our final Sector B, Zone 5 is anybody home. There is nobody home, so nobody on the road either. So now only one platoon left after this, and I don't know where he'll be at. So let's go ahead and place our fellers here. Is that off camera? Probably. Down, right there. I'm gonna have to back this up some more, I think. Let's go here. Does that work? I think that should be good for everybody for now. I'll get rid of this. I'll put the leader with him, actually. Guy here. And a guy here. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but essentially the fun of this game is not knowing where stuff's going to happen. It's unpredictable. Great replay value because it plays differently almost every time you do it. Considering you've got 10, 11, 12, 14 different areas that Germans could activate throughout the entire board. Mark these guys. If I was really clever, I would do a random placement for the support weapon to see which squad gets it. But for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and place it and say, let's be cruel and say he has it right here. Isn't that cruel? Okay, there's that. Now, where the hell are we? It was the command phase. He moved up here, triggered. So now I need to I need to roll command actions for the newly placed German platoon. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dice, 5s and 6s. They got 1. Now, if you don't roll any, you still get 1 default action, command action you can do. Let's finish, since they rolled less, let's finish this German with his support weapon. This is the command phase. You cannot combine fire with your support weapon or your inherent squad firepower. You cannot do fire groups. You cannot do group move. So he'll fire for his first action he's within range of his small arms fire, which is actually greater firepower than the support weapon. Well, then what's the point of the support weapon? Greater range, essentially, is what that amounts to. 1 to 3, make that 1 to 4. 5 dice coming at this poor paratrooper squad here. 1 to 4s, we got 1 hit. Put suppression marker on him. He's done. Why? Because he won't be able to act in the action phase because now he has a marker for acting in the command phase and a suppression marker, which makes 2, and you can only do 2 actions, so he's not doing anything. He is now a 4 strength, is what I'm trying to say. Let's finish the Americans. Command phase, right? Did I finish the American command phase? I believe I did. So now it's these 2 guys. Did they not do anything? Okay, so I need to go to them. We got again, 5 dice. just in range. It'll be ones and 1, 2, 3s, and 4s as well. There's one hit. Well, you think I'd get more hits with the 1, 2, 3, or 4? Drops him from a 5 to a 4. He's done. And then this guy here with his rifles, that's going to be 4 dice. One hit will be absorbed from before being in the wheat field. Got no hit, so it's a moot point. All right, now it's the action phase. Let's go with the Germans for their actions. We've got this guy needs to rally. It is 1 die for each suppression marker, and you want 1 to 5, and you can get a leader bonus. So +1 means now I need 1 to 6. Let's verify that, shall we? That'll be their action. And the action phase, let's see, suppression routing. Yep, so what is it, 1 to 6? Yeah, we got rid of both those suppression markers. So he's back. Done. For his action phase, he's going to fire again. That'll be the end of him. And that is still 4 dice, hasn't changed. Absorb 1 hit wide, and we field 1 hit. Now he's got 2 strength and 2 suppression markers, so right on the threshold of breaking. And he's finished. And then this guy again, 5 freaking dice. Right within range of his small arms fire. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4 as well. There's, wow, only 1 hit. Drops him from a 4 to a 3. Suppression marker. He's done. He's actually rallied, so he's done. That was his action, the action phase. We've got 2 guys here, and then 1 guy here still has an action he can take. 5 dice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1s and 4s. There's 2 hits. He is now down to 2 with 2 suppression markers. We'll mark him as complete. And then we've got 2 guys here with, I don't think, yeah, we do. I was going to say we don't have anything line of sight wise, but actually we do. We've got rifles that can fire right in there and probably finish that squad off. In a perfect world, and a tree has decided to kill itself and fall over. Depressed tree. So 4 dice, and he can do a double action because he didn't do anything in the command phase. So there's our first action. That is 1, 2, 3 hits, and there's our first casualty. This paratrooper squad has been wiped. Such a shame, such a waste. And for his second action, because he still has another action, he will move to this tree right here, which provides cover and line of sight to the rest of the U.S. paratroopers. And then this guy will move 1, 2 here, where the other squad was. He's done, right? Yes. Mark him as done, please. Keeping track. That's 1 action. Does he want to do anything else? Actually, he does. If we put him right here, let's put him right here. He's done, but that allows line of sight to fire to the guys on the road on the other side of the hedge. Hedgerow. Germans are done. Let's finish the Americans. Again, this is turn 2. Had our first casualty. Wiped out a squad with a light machine gun. That's not good. All right, American reply. These guys can't do anything. Why can they not do anything? Can I not? I mean, even though he's not broken, so he's not compelled to rally, but can he choose to rally? Probably will not say in here. Suppression. I guess he's just stuck, so that sucks. All right. Two actions, so let's move here. At the base of the hill, that'll be one, and then fire will be our second action. Who are we firing at? That squad right there who's being a real hornet's nest. 5 dice. No cover for hill, firing uphill. Let me verify that. No. So it's still 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, or 4. One measly hit. One suppression marker. So not very good there. He becomes a 4 strength. Finish there, and I'm going to fire with his rifles twice, double action, because he didn't do anything in the command phase either. 4 dice, 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4. We got nothing, and second action, 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We got 2 hits, drops him from a 4 to a 2, on another suppression marker, so he's on the threshold of breaking. What does that leave? These guys here will move up to the edge of the wheat field and attempt, with their final action, to knock off the rest of this German squad here, who's down to 2 strength. That will be 5 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We get 1 hit, drops him to a 1. Another suppression marker. He's broken. He must rout. 1, 2. He'll route to the woods here. He'll root. And he's got issues. So he's done. They're done. They're done. Done. We've got 2 guys over here. Firing 2 actions, so double fire action here. Firing with 4 dice into an adjacent hex in the open. Goes from 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. And we get 1 hit. 1 hit. He will drop from a 4 to a 3 with 1 suppression marker. And the second of our fire action, we get 2 hits. So now he's a 1 with another suppression marker. He is broken, so he will root. I know it's route. I'm just being stupid. To this woods here and lick his wounds. We've got this leader here who has 1 strength. He's going to fire, God bless him, at the guys in the woods. That'll go from 1 to, it'll just be 1 to 3, and the woods will absorb. There's a 1 hit or 2 hits. What will they absorb? Is that basic cover or advanced cover? Advanced cover cancels out 2 hits. Advanced cover was walls. Where did I see that? I have a sheet here. I think it's basic cover. I think it's the walls and the buildings are advanced cover, so it'll absorb one hit with one die, so it doesn't matter. It cancels itself out. There's really nothing he can do. He can move. Why wouldn't he? To the building for a second action and be done. That's turn 2. So, what did we accomplish as the Americans? We just barely breached the sector B. There's one final sector, sector C, which we need to cross. It's probably going to be off camera here. Right here, once we cross this line, heading this way, we'll trigger 5 more possible positions of our final German platoon. So that was turn 2, move the rabbit down, and do our command phase for each side. I'll check comments, see if anybody has any. I'll just go ahead and ask, does anybody have any questions, clarifications? What in the hell is going on? Etc. Oh, another shot. Do a shot of your favorite beverage. Tree fell over. Now is the time, as I clean house a little bit here with markers. No questions? Let's check the comments. Anything additional? No vehicles. In fact, that's a very good question. It's a pertinent question. And a keen eye. When I was designing this game and the 2 expansions and Advanced Platoon Leader, vehicles, there was no real way to work vehicles in a non-complicated, semi-realistic fashion, so I just stayed away from them. So no vehicles. A lot of people like the tanks, but I just didn't feel like I could accurately represent them in a way that was faithful to the style, flavor, flow of this game. So kept them out. In fact, when I play Squad Leader or ASL, I tend to look for scenarios that don't include vehicles because it's too much. The game stops becoming fun for me when I have to deal with tanks and non-stop movement and all that stuff. Maybe if I just did it more, it wouldn't be a problem. But okay, enough banter. Let's finish what the hell's going on. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's our 9th? We should have 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why do we only have 8? Whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we roll 8 dice for the Germans. Something seems off here. Why are we missing? No, that's right. Okay. 5s and 6s. 2 of them. A whopping whole smack 2 of them. Let's fire him off. And let's fire him off. That'll be our German actions. I'm assuming the Americans will roll more, unless they only roll 1. So let's roll for the Americans again. Would be 12, but we lost a squad, so now we're down to 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's roll 11 dice, shall we? Also, 5s and 6s, we got more. So yeah, the Germans will be going first. 5 activations for the Americans, and I'm putting it all on guys that need to get scooting up the road here because the Germans, remember, cannot react. Okay, 2 axes in the open. Let's put him here, this leader. He'll be done. Mark him. And 1, 2 here. He's done. 1, 2 here. Complete. Mark him. What are we marking again? We're marking units that are taking command actions because in the action phase, they will be able to take one last action. So only one action in the action phase. And then, why did I just do that? It was the Germans first. So yeah, cheated them. Let's do the Germans now. That was a mistake. Germans should have gone first. They got less. No harm, no foul. We will fire 5 dice. We do have cover for the wall there, which is advanced cover, so we'll absorb 2 of these hits. That is to say, the wall will. See what we get. And we got, what did we need? 1, 2, 1s, 2s, or 3s. And we didn't get anything, so that's out. Another thing to consider with the way this is set up is if you're in sufficient cover, you can fire all day long and you're not going to eliminate the target from advanced cover. You're forced to go in and conduct assault and do melee. These guys here, 4 dice. So it'll be 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We absorb 2 hits. There's 1 hit and nothing there. So again, cover very, very effective in this game. That's the end of the command phase. Now we're to the action phase. The Germans should go first because they should have gone first in the command phase and got cheated. So we'll go first now this time. We've got folks here that can do a double fire action on this poor bastard. That'll be firing first with our small arms fire, 5 dice. And if we get 2 hits, 2 of them will be absorbed. We got 1 hit, 2 hits, they're absorbed. Nothing else. Firing again for our second action, because they didn't take any actions in the command phase. We need more than 2 hits here. What did we get? We got 1 hit. Oh, there's 3 hits, so we shaved off a single strength point from him, so that's now 3 hits, 2 of them got absorbed, so 3 strength, 2 suppression markers. He's done. This guy, what's wrong with him? He needed to rally, did he not? 2 dice. Just 1, 2, 3, or 5. He got both of those shed. So he's done. And then these guys here, firing 4 dice. What is it? 1s, 2s, 3s. 2 hits will be absorbed. 2 hits and 2 hits are absorbed. So that's that. We've got our, that was 1, and then we can do it again. I think he still gets a suppression marker even though those are absorbed. I'll verify that. Let's try this again. We got 2 hits which are absorbed and another suppression marker. So he breaks. Mark that. And routes 1, 2, we can't go there because that building's occupied. 1, 2, he'll route back to the wheat field here with his 4 suppression markers and 3 strength. We've got our 1 strength heroic little platoon leader there. Let's see what he does. He ain't gonna be able to do anything. Got a 10, and then for a second action, got a 4, which is a suppression marker. Hit is absorbed though. So nothing doing there. Other Germans, other actions, things to do. We have a guy here that needs to rally, so that's 3 dice in. Looking for 1s, 2s, 3s, or 5s. We shed 2 of them. He's done. This guy's 1 strength. He can't see because of the hill, so he's staying in the building. He's not popping up. He's only 1 strength. And then finally, this guy here cannot see either. Well, he can see this though, huh? That'll be 3 dice. In the open, 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4 dice, please. No, 3. 1, 2, 3, or 4s. 3 hits. That guy's now a 2 strength. And he takes a suppression marker. That should be it for the Germans, and then that's the American action phase. This guy will only be able to take 1 action because he's suppressed. And that action will consist of, as you might have expected, firing, since these guys are right up here in the woods. That's going to be 3 dice, and we'll absorb 1 hit because he's in the woods. 1s, 2s, or 3s. 2 hits, he's gone. There's our first German casualty. Out of there. Cleaned his clock. These guys will move 1, 2 into the woods. They're done. These guys are done. You know what? I was wrong. They do have line of sight. 1, 2. 1, 2. We'll put him here, trying to move upward and onward. We're running out of time as the Americans. 1, 2. He's done. 1, 2, 1, 2. He's done. What is this guy going to do? Fire? You're going to get left behind, sir. Oh, he can't react because he's done anyway. So 1, 2. That's all he can do because he's suppressed. And 1, 2 will be all he can do. Actually, he's broken, so we need to try and rally him. 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. 1, 5, 6. 2 of them are gone. He's no longer broken. He's done. What else? 2. We've got these guys here. 1, 2, 1, 2. He'll be done. 1, 2, 1. Nope, just 2 because he's suppressed, so he'll be done. And 1, 2 is all he'll be able to do right here, and he'll be done. That, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, is the end of turn 2. That puts us at turn 3, and at the end of turn 3, we start rolling to see when the game ends. Let's clean up markers, check comments. We're yet to breach the 3rd and final sector as the Americans, but we're getting there. We're trying. Both sides have lost a squad. So it's about evenish-esque. So let's roll command. Let's check comments first. That's still nothing. Okay. So again, 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 dice. For the Americans looking for 5 and 6s, this is the command phase again. Turn 3. Ooh, look at that. Only 2. Wow, the Germans could actually roll more and Americans go first. German command phase should now consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. Yes, 2, 4, 6, 7 dice. 5s or 6s. What we get? They still rolled less. Little jerk faces. With 1, 6, so they go first. Not a lot going on in the command phase. For our single command actions, the Germans will fire with this 3 strength. Oh, he needs to lose that. Yeah, 3 strength squad at a unit in the open. So 1 to 4. We get 1 hit. He drops to a 1, takes suppression, and breaks and routes. So it's worth his while to do that. 1, 2 back into the weak field is the best he can hope to do. Broken. Okay, American command phase. Let's push forward, shall we? For American command phase, we've got 2 units that are going to move further up. This one here, got less American other tree. 1, 2. Oh, he's so close to the 3rd sector. He'll hit it in his action phase. And just move him with him. 1, 2. Leaving the rest of there, I don't know if that's a good idea, actually. What if we move here? Because yeah, that'll be fine. You know what? That'll be fine. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm worried about command reach for this platoon leader because he's still got 2 squads behind him. And it's 2 plus whatever his command is. So 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This guy's out of command. It only really affects you in the command phase, though. So there's the American command phase. Now we do the action phase, and again, the Germans go first. What do we have that we can do? We've got a 1 strength unit here that can fire there. Let's do it. In the open, 1, 2, 3, 4. He got a hit. I'll take a hit. That 4 strength squad is now a 3 strength squad with a suppression marker. He won't be moving. This is essentially what this means is he won't be moving or doing anything in the action phase, which sucks. But I can move the leader and trigger the next sector. We've got to get moving here. What was that? That was 1. He didn't have anything else, so he can fire again. That's not good. And he missed, so they're done. Leader has nothing in range. We'll go to this side. What's going on this side? Walls. Walls are screwing us up here. If I move here, I gain wall advantage. That's what I say. That'll be 1, and then second action will be fire. So let's do that. 4 dice on him. 1, 2, 3s or 4s. And we got 2 hits. Cannot be absorbed because these guys now have wall advantage. Suppression marker drops him from a 4 to a 2. And he'll fire again for his second action. No, he moved there, so that is his second action. Then we fire for the leader. That's just 1 die. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. He also got a hit. This unit has been routed. So I don't know where the hell he's supposed to route to. Put him over here, I guess. The stacking limits are preventing him from going where he wants to go. And then these guys will do likewise with the wall range thing. 1, 2. And he'll fire with 5 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We get 1 measly hit on that guy, which makes him a 5, now a 4, with 1 suppression marker. That leaves this unit here, 1, 2. Let's move him upwards. Here, he's only 1 strength anyway. That'll be the end of the Germans' actions. American actions. We've got units we need to rally. 2 dice on this guy. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. He's good to go. He's fine. He's not. He's back. He's down to 1 strength. He's good. He's fine. Okay, so actions then what? Rally was 1 action. Move? No, I'm keeping him here. He's almost gone. So let's just pass on him. I'd like to fire with this guy, but they are behind the wall, and it's really kind of pointless. Even though I'll give it a shot. 3 dice, 2 of them will be absorbed by the stinking wall. 1s, 2s, or 3s. Yeah, nothing doing. That's done. We could do a double move with this guy. 1, 2, 1, 2 puts him right there. Even though he's 1 strength, that's what he did. And then 1 action here, 1, 2 puts him here. He's done. What else? We've got 1, 2 here. And let's leave him there, because I have a plan. And then we'll leave him there. He can move up 1, 2. No, he can't. Let's move him up 1. He'll be done. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to breach the third and final sector, Sector C. Not the wisest choice of unit to do it with, but right here. And now we roll for our final, or draw rather, for our final. And actually, let's put him with his second move here. Right here. Draw for our final sector of Germans here. Draw a cup. This guy and this guy. How much time have we done here? This is 1 hour and 13 minutes. Check camera, make sure we can see what the hell's going on. Is that better? I think that's better. All right, so for the final sector, we're looking at L10, M11, N11. And that is what? That's not right. L1, L2, L3. Thank you. So orchard. We need to draw for the orchard. Are they in the orchard? They are in the orchard. The rest of the chits can be tossed. Our final platoon, German platoon, is hanging out in the orchard. And that presents camera angle problems, so I'll have to work on that. Let's get rid of this. Sorry about weird loud noise. Let's go ahead and put our folks in the orchard. So sneakily awaiting our American paratroopers to attempt to exit off the board there. Knocked over an orchard tree, so treat that how you will. Oops, bump camera. That's also cool. Appreciate that. Germans in the orchard. Who would have thunk it? There we are. So let's move camera so we can see what just happened, eh? Where do we put it? I'm gonna have to move it down here, I think. Let's go right here. There's the orchard with the Germans that just activated in it. Pull you up a little bit. Just like so. We need to roll their command actions. Oops. Actually, I think what we would do, since it's the end, that was the end of everybody doing anything, we'll start turn 3. Or do we roll? I think we roll. Wasn't that turn 3? God's sakes. I believe we roll to see if we have another turn. I mean, if we don't, we're screwed as the Americans because we're not done doing what we need to do here. We're scattered all along the road. After 3 turns, roll 1 dice 6. If we roll a 1 or 2 on this d6, it's over. We rolled a 3, not over. This is turn 4. Americans still have a chance. And then after this turn, we'll roll it again. It'll be 1, 2. Jesus. 1 to 4, it's over. All right, let's do all our command actions, or rolls rather. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll face these guys because they both look similar towards this side. So 1, 2, 3. Bear with me here, guys. You know what? Actually, let's clean the table because I still have action markers everywhere. And then we'll roll. Germans aren't doing that well either. I mean, you could argue they kept people from exiting the board, but Americans haven't really. I think they've done themselves more harm than good with that than the Germans have. And only 1 casualty, only 1 squad eliminated. It's not very good either. I mean, either side's done very good. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dice for the Germans. All the Germans are now on the board except for the eliminated squad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Roll them up, 5s and 6s. I'm seeing a lot of stuff here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. What do the Americans get? They too have 11 dice to roll. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 5s and 6s. I'm also seeing a lot of stuff here. This is going to be a big, heavy, long command phase. I need to remind myself. Oh, it's even. So the Americans, if it's a tie, the Americans go first. Remind myself that if you're out of command, you're not doing a command action. I think I do have some out of command folks. So bear that in mind. All right, who's doing what? I don't know. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for instance, he's not doing anything because he's out of command. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are in command. Let's pull them up. So let's just mark them as doing something. And we'll move him up. We'll move him up. Him up. And him. And him. So let's start doing that. We'll start here first. 1, 2. I'm just running down the road here. Nothing fancy. I'm just trying to get off the damn map. Easier said than done, I guess. And what else? 1, 2. He's going to get knocked out. He's down to 1 strength. 1, 2. So, leaving some Germans in the dust and just booking it down the road. One, two. You know what? Is he not marked? I don't think I marked him. So he's not doing anything. 1, 2, right here. Pay attention. 1, 2 here. He's on the threshold of breaking. 1, 2. Down to 1 strength. And 1. Let's put him right here, 2. So we're about a little over halfway down the road with some guys here. And mark him. A lot of these guys won't be able to do anything in the action phase. German command phase. We've got dice to work with here. We're going to pull out. Where are we? What's the range? I'll have to check the range on the Germans in the orchard. What a drag that they activated there for the Germans. Let's go with this guy. Command action. This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy. And we'll start with one of these guys up here. Who would that be? One of these guys? That'll be our German activations. In fact, let's just do him so I don't forget. So 1, 2. Try and get him across the field. And then we'll fire with this guy if we got the range. Firing here. 4 dice, 3 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. I don't know if you can see that. We got 1 hit. 1, yeah, he's now down to 1 strength and broken routes. 1, 2, back this way. So he's got issues. He's got problems. What else? This guy here was gonna do something. This guy here being our 1 strength bugbear. 1 die right in there in the open. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Got a hit. He's now down to 3 with a suppression marker. He's done. Next, these 2 guys here. German's about to knock out another paratrooper squad. 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. No, I didn't get it. How about that? That's crazy. And then our Lone platoon leader here is going to give it a shot with one die. Needs one hit. 1, 2, 3, or 4. He got it. Second American paratrooper squad gone. Need 5 more, as the Germans. And then we have, it could be another one here. We've got, looks like full 5 dice coming at him. No, not that. We want this. 5 dice. Made 1 hit. 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. Oh my God! He got a 4. I was going to say he missed all of that. Third American paratrooper squad gone. Need 4 more for the Germs. What was he going to do? Nothing. Not a lot he can do. He can throw 4 dice in there, but they're going to get 2 of them are going to get absorbed by the wall. We can still try. Actually, he's down to 1 strength, so he's got nothing he can do. That's a wasted activation. But that's what I chose to do. Is that it for the Germs? That's it for the command phase, I believe. That brings us to the action phase. Americans go first. We gotta get this guy up the road. 1, 2. It's gonna be in the open, but he's gotta do it. He's gotta get rolling. Action phase, you can move if you're out of command. Cannot if you're trying to do something in the command phase. What else is there to do? Americans don't seem too keen on firing anything right now. He's done moving. 1, 2 puts him right here. Our 1 strength leader of the pack. 3 hexes from exiting. 2 hexes. And we have a leader that hasn't done much. 1, 2, 3, 4 double move action. Right at the edge to exit. Nothing. 1, 2. 3 strength with 2 suppression markers. Nothing he can do. 1, 2. He has nothing. 1, 2. So we can go right here. And 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the end of the American action phase. We have troops now finally starting to consider exiting the board. German action phase. What do we got? We still got these pesky little guys here that are going to try and fire. That's 4 dice. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Oh, we got 3 hits. This dude's gone. No way. Look at this. 4 wiped American paratroopers who have decided to just book it, which is a terrible strategy. Germans need 3 more. This guy's going to move up here for his second action. 1, 2. He'll be done. What do we got here? What have we here? We have 5 dice, it looks like. They are in the woods, so 1 will be absorbed. Yeah, but it is 5 dice. Within range. 1 hit absorbed. 1s, 2s, 3s. Only 1 hit on that, and that was absorbed, so he got lucky there. This guy's just a waste of time. We can do another action with this guy, right? Yep, right here. We'll throw 1 die at him. No, we're not going to throw 1 die at him because he's in the woods. This guy's in the open and within range, so 1 die at him. Nothing. What else do we have? This guy here's done. That leaves this little guy here. Nothing he can fire at, but he's going to move closer. 1, 2. Well, he'll be firing at folks trying to exit the board at some point. What a just a evil firing position. 1, 2. 1, 2, double move. Same here. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Just pure evil. All right, that's everybody. So we roll again to see if there's another turn. If there is not, the Germans win. And right now, anything can happen, but right now the Germans have the edge with, what do they have? 4 knocked out U.S. platoon squads. So, ouch, that hurts, I guess. So it'll be, last time it was 1-3. This time it's 1-4. Let's check. One to 2. It's 1-3 on a 6-sided die. What do we get? I got a 2. That's it. Americans were starting to suck anyway. But we had, what would we have had? We would have had 1, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah, 5. We would have had, in a perfect world, assuming these guys didn't light everything up, 5 units that could exit off the board there. You see what I'm seeing? Right there, those guys in the hedge. Assuming they couldn't get anything fire action wise. But what would most likely happen is everybody on that road would just get lit up. So then those guys in the center there would not have had enough actions to move off map. And then that's it. So nobody midway, if you go halfway down the board down, there's no more U.S. squads. What was lingering got lit up. So for German victory, man, time-wise and casualty-wise, Americans suffered from poor command, i.e. me, because I was getting worried about time and just trying to book it down the street. But it's cool. It's a cool little game. I think it still holds up. You're trying to race against time, etc. It's fun. Will I be doing it again? Probably not for a while. Put this away and let another layer of dust collect on it, and consider what to do next. And that could go any way at this point. I'm not going to rule out Napoleonics, but could go either way. Just not sure yet. So there was platoon leader. The Americans failed. Probably, as much as running in the open down the street is a bad strategy, maybe I should have started that earlier. And I would have made it further. But who knows? Or I would have had more casualties. Probably would have had more casualties. So that's it. As usual, place your comments, questions, etc. below the video. No, this is no longer available. Cannot sell it or anything anymore. I did have, as mentioned, 2 expansions I did for this. There's a little ad in the back of the rule book for it. That would have been Cold Combat, which was a winner expansion pack. And then Red Devils was Arnhem expansion pack. Then I did the final version of Platoon Leader that I did was the Magnum Opus where I actually had boxed versions of this produced, Advanced Platoon Leader. And there's no map for this. This map consists of cards that you place. Well, in that sense, I guess there is a map, but you use cards to create the map, and put a lot of time and effort into creating this thing. Brother helped out with the boxes getting printed up, and mixed reviews on it. A lot of people didn't like things about the rule book. That's fine. To each their own. I was chided for using the phrase "scoot and shoot," and one of the people said that should never be in a rule book. That's just a heresy. Why would you? And I thought, how nitpicky can you get? Do you like the game? Or are you, for some reason, I have no idea why, offended by the phrase shoot and scoot? This was years ago. You can find various reviews. If you go to Board Game Geek and plug in Platoon Leader, Advanced Platoon Leader, look it up on YouTube. There's, I think, Single-Handed Warfare. Derek. Hey, how you been? How you been, Derek? Derek Case, I believe is his name. He did a review, one of the first reviews of it when it came out, the original Platoon Leader game. He had good things to say about it, which is appreciated. And yeah, it was a lot of fun producing those games. I also went on to make Ostfront, which was a kind of a weird small solo East Front game, and then Soldiers of the Sun, which was a Pacific Theater upfront style solo type game. And after that, I just hung it up. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a blast. I'll talk to you soon.